So out in the wild, they would catch kind of anything they could, or they would eat anything they could catch. So they are big fans of Peruvian anchovies. So Humboldt penguins are native to the coastline of Chile and Peru. So think kind of a more temperate climate. These are a species that's never really going to see ice or snow. So these guys live along those coastlines. They hunt in the Humboldt Current, which brings a lot of dense, nutrient-rich water kind of down their coastline. So there's a lot of different food and fish opportunities for them to eat. Here at the zoo, they get capelin. That makes up the majority of their diet, but they'll also get herring, silver sides. We try to offer them trout. I don't really like trout. So we try to give them a couple of different varieties and options to choose from. And like I said, all of the penguins have different personalities, so they have different preferences for food as well. Just like if you have, kids or pets or anything like that, or even yourself, like I like mac and cheese. That's one of my food preferences. And penguins are just the same way. I was actually feeding them this morning, and some of our penguins were being particularly picky about the fish I was offering them, which was kind of weird. Sometimes we have a few penguins that, are very picky about the way I hand them the fish, the way the fish enters their mouth. They like it facing a certain way. So I talked to some keepers that were working with them over the weekend, and they got silver sides over the weekend. And silver sides are just a small little green fish, but it's kind of like candy for the penguins. It doesn't have a lot of nutrients, so we don't give it to them all the time because it's not great for them. But they love silver sides. So what essentially happened this morning was it was them kind of going, the capelин's nice, but do you maybe have more silver sides? And we'll see them do that from time to time. If they get one of their favorite fish, they'll oftentimes hold out at the next meal, hoping that we will offer them that fish again. So it is coming up on their lunchtime. In just a couple of minutes after I'm kind of done talking with you guys, I'll probably be feeding the penguins. So if you stick around on the camera, you'll get to see them eat a little bit of lunch. But Monty is very good about knowing when his feeds typically are. So when it's close to feeding time, he'll often be kind of along that back wall by that small kind of waist-high gate that you see, or he'll be out on the bridge in the island sort of waiting for food and hoping food is coming soon. And these guys get fed typically about 2 to 3 times a day. Right now we're feeding them 3 times a day. And that midday feed, they're usually not as hungry as they are in the morning and in the afternoon, so that's often a good time to kind of encourage them into the water. So I'll feed them in the water a lot because, again, it's really good exercise for them. It's good to kind of make them go for their food like they would naturally for the species and for some of our older penguins that have arthritis, because just like people, as the penguins get older, they can develop joint problems, arthritis, things like that. We try to encourage them in the pool. It's really, really good activity for them, and it's good for them to sort of almost kind of hunt like they would out in their natural habitat. Now, we don't offer them any live food, so all of their fish comes to us frozen, and we defrost it usually overnight, and then we'll kind of prep it that day in the morning for the penguins. So all of our penguins actually get a multivitamin, essentially. They get a vitamin that's designed specifically for penguins, for seabirds, essentially. And that gives them all of the nutrients that they would miss from defrosting the food.